Hello, Sigma. Jen, not Jen. Leo, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be on vacation? Shouldn't you be enjoying your vacation? Okay. So, listen to my VOD. Up until now, guys, I usually have the mic literally right in front of my mouth. Yeah, I usually have the microphone like literally right in front of my mouth. But I was watching the VOD and like I could notice you could literally hear every single breath I made. And I don't know if I want you guys to be able to hear that. When I was listening to it, I did not think it sounded pleasant at all. But like, I asked in the like my mod Pixel said he likes it. I think what did he say? He said, oh yeah, Chunky liked it and Pixel liked it. Do people really like hearing you breathe? It's like, I was like, does this? I know, like in ASMR, you can almost like I've said before, like you could pretty much make any sound ever, and there's probably someone that likes it. But like the breathing, I don't know. Like I wanted to gauge the room. Like, does anyone here like actually like really like the breathing part? Yeah. That. Anyways, it's been a while since you do really. Yeah, I figured it couldn't be that much big of a deal if no one was like bringing it up, right? Like no one was ever like mentioning it, so I figured it can't be like that big of a deal. I have the mic like slightly off axis today, so I don't. You guys haven't heard me breathe yet, right? Also, well, like when I watch like literally every other ASMR streamer, you don't really. Most of them, you don't really hear them breathing. Mostly. Um, okay. So today is actually an outlier. It's like this is like the most normal time I've started the stream in a really long time. You know, I wanted to try the stream a little bit earlier today because I might play with a friend after stream, and I'm gonna have like time, obviously. Um, my sleep schedule's like gotten even worse, if you guys can believe that. Like last night, I went to sleep at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Like my sleep schedule is already at the point where like by Monday I might as well just stay up for work. Like it's gonna be at the point where like I might as well not even go to sleep because I'll be staying up like up until the point I'm supposed to go to work anyways, right? So we might have to go full circle. That doesn't sound very healthy, but I don't think I have a choice. It's a perfectly reasonable time to sleep. I mean, not when you have a regular job. Unfortunately, if I was still in NEET, I wouldn't really care at all, but I'm not. So, I mean, knowing me, it'll just progressively get worse and worse, and then it'll cycle all the way around, and then so on and so forth. How's everyone doing today? Since I went to sleep at 6, I woke up like super late. Like I woke up at like I don't even know. Maybe I woke up at like. Oh, actually no, I woke up at noon, which is actually not that bad. I woke up at noon because I always do something with a friend on noon on Saturdays at noon. So like I slept like 6 hours, which isn't bad. Um, And I don't think I took another nap. I really haven't done anything today. I'm actually like really amazed it's already 11 o'clock for me because I've done literally nothing. Like, I hung out with my friend and then I don't even remember what I did after that. I think did I take a nap? I don't even remember. Like, what was I doing between 3 o'clock and like now? I must have taken a nap or something. I don't know. Yeah, but other than that, I've done literally nothing. I don't even think I played any games today, so that's why I'm so confused. Oh, I need to check. When my 3DO is getting here. Yeah, but so usually, like, for the last few streams, my mic has been literally right in front of my mouth, but I didn't really like you guys being able to hear me breathe, so now I have it like slightly below my mouth, like, so I'm talking over it technically, not into it. I would love to eat, so I hope you will bring this. 6 a.m. You mean that you normally sleep before that? Well, I wouldn't say I normally do, because I cannot keep a consistent sleep schedule for the life of me. Like I said, like, if you work a 9 to 5 job, you should probably not go to sleep like later than midnight. Well, I mean, I appreciate it, but I don't like when I listened back to the VOD, it's like, oh, this is gross. Like, you could literally hear me breathing in between every single sentence. Like, literally every sentence. It actually just kind of sounded like I was gasping for air. Okay. My friend told me that 3DO usually ships quickly. Maybe she bought it before they before they got like really popular or something. Wow, they still have not given me any tracking information either. That's cool. Oh my god. Okay. So, thank you for the head pads. Hello, Dulcie. I feel like I should call you something else. I want to call you something that no one else calls you. We'll just go with Dulcet, I guess. I hope you're doing okay. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. So also today, as I mentioned yesterday, today was my cheat day, and I just had there's like this place in my town that makes like these mac and cheese bowls. It's basically like it's kind of like Chipotle, but with mac and cheese. You like tell them what you want in your mac and cheese, and they make it, right? So that's what I cheated with today. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good, but it was also like 80% carbs, so I did not get a whole lot of protein in today. Hopefully though, my workout tomorrow will be like decent because I ate a bunch of carbs or something, I don't know. Oh man, I can't believe it's already 11 o'clock and I really haven't accomplished a whole lot today, or like I didn't even do anything. Where did the time go? Hi Kyle, hello. Where did all the time go? Tomorrow, oh yeah, tomorrow I'm doing a collab with one of my friends. I'm good, how are you? And then I'm probably gonna, well, no, that's probably the only thing on my agenda tomorrow, just a collab with my friend. I don't understand the fascination with mac and cheese. Is it really that good? Mac and cheese in of itself is, it's okay. Like usually mac and cheese is eaten as a side, but it really, that being said, mac and cheese is like a really diverse dish, or it's really versatile. So it's really just hard to like generalize it when you can really put all kinds of protein. You can there's obviously a bunch of different cheeses you can use. I think that for a lot of people it's also just like there's like sentimental factor. Like I think it's often something you eat when you're a kid, and like you just remember like good feelings when you eat mac and cheese. I don't know. Like in of itself though, it's not particularly healthy. It's just like fat and carbs. Not like there's no, like many sides, mac and cheese has no protein whatsoever. So I really don't eat it that often. Besides like on my cheat days when I go to that other place. I guess it's an American thing, yeah. Oh, okay, so I thought this was so weird. One of my friends is German, and she was talking about how she was making pancakes, right? And so she sent a picture of it, and it was a pancake, like that looked the same, but she had a slice of cheese on it. And now, like that was like, what? I don't know if that's a German thing. Like when I told her like Americans put like syrup on their pancakes, she was like disgusted. I bet, cheese on a pancake probably isn't that bad. It's just bread after all. I think like something unfortunately, like where I live, there's not really any, well, I don't live in a metropolitan city, so that's one thing. But like there's not really street food per se where I live. Like there's street food, or there's food trucks, but and there's not really even that many of those. Like I think it's really cool how like in New York you can just walk outside and walk up to like a little stand and buy a hot dog. I wish like America, like other European countries, had a bigger culture around just eating plain sausages rather than hot dogs. Like I know in some European countries they literally have like sausage stands, or they just cook sausage and that's literally it. I don't like syrup, despite my whole life, really. I do enjoy me some syrup. I don't really eat it that often anymore because they make sugar-free syrup that's actually surprisingly not bad. My grandpa ate cold pancakes the other day with cheese on it. Oh, cold pancakes. I think like when you start drinking like diet soda or like zero sugar soda, you actually start to get used to it. Like these days, there's some zero sugar soda that I genuinely have a hard time telling the difference between the zero sugar version and the full sugar version. And when I tell that to people, they think I'm lying. Like, yeah, I think your taste buds really do adapt to it. I could not survive without my zero sugar soda. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. I was actually like, out of curiosity, okay, so like today I rewatched this, it's like a retelling, but I was watching this like dramatization of like, there's this guy named Steve Callahan, I think his name is, and he wrote a book about how he was like stranded at sea on a life raft for 76 days, and there's a few videos on YouTube that kind of like reenact it, but I have like a weird fascination with like survival, like at least from like the sense of like it's fascinating to see people, like how resourceful the human brain can be when it's like forced to be in that position, but also like how some people can survive insane circumstances through sheer willpower. So I highly recommend that. That's a really interesting video. And then like that kind of got me thinking. I like last night I really like was talking to ChatGPT, and I told ChatGPT, tell me like the most like against all odds situations in human history. Like blueberry or raspberry and whipped cream is the best on pancakes. I usually eat my pancakes like with just syrup. But I've had like blueberry, or like I've had like blueberry pancakes, or like the blueberries are like baked into the pancake, or like chocolate chip pancakes are pretty good. You know, God forbid. I think it's so funny that like I really like watching like survival videos and playing survival games, but I don't actually like going outside and going in the wilderness. You would think like most people that watch camping videos do it because they would like do a lot of camping themselves, but I don't. I just like to watch other people. It's like I'm living vicariously through the other people camping, I suppose. There's a lot of good channels where people just like record themselves living out of their camper. I feel like I don't really like watching like survival challenges. I feel like any of those YouTube channels can never, like, even though they're real, like they're much more real, the production value of them can never match up with like Man vs. Wild or Survivor Man. We don't eat it with syrup here, and I think we do the same as in Germany. Dinner pancakes in America. It's been a while since I've had pancakes or waffles. Yeah, I think people like have noticed that like the American breakfast compared to other countries tends to be a lot more a lot sugary, right? Like I don't think it's common in other countries to have like sweets for breakfast, but that's normal in the US. Which includes like the super sugary cereals they sell. They're like, for the longest time I thought cereal was good for you, and it is, just not like the mainstream ones that have a crap ton of sugar in them. You love IHOP? I haven't been IHOP in a minute. If I was craving pancakes, that's probably where I would go. And if I was craving waffles, I'd go to Waffle House. Obviously. There was one time where I tried to make my own pancakes and they came out like really bad, so I never tried again. I don't remember what I did wrong. I just remember they came out really bad, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. Which is like surprising, right? Because you think it's like a pretty simple thing to do. You just like stir the batter and then pour it onto the pan and then flip it. Somehow I managed to mess that up. I don't know what I did wrong. That was a failed experiment. I guess you could like, waffles are probably a lot easier to make because you could just buy a waffle maker. Maybe I'll do that. You made pancake silly shapes too. Oh. Now that I think about it, you could probably use cookie cutters on your pancakes if you really wanted to be, creative, I guess. Oh, okay, guys. So like, I don't know if I've talked about it with like you guys, but I have this side business, right? That like I kind of have to like spend time doing almost every day. And basically, like this side business of mine, it entails me getting like a lot of mail. Like on a typical day, I get somewhere between like 30 and 50 pieces of mail in the mailbox. So today I went to go, because I live in an apartment complex, right? So there, we have like a shared mail room. Today I went to go get the mail, and the receptionist asked me, she was like, so what exactly is in the mail, and like, do you make money off of it? And I kind of I didn't really want to give her like the whole picture, so I kind of lied to her. I basically told her that like they're like I told her like the mail was Pokemon cards, and that's not that part was not a lie. Thank you for the follow, Roly Poly. Pancakes is something we learn to do at like 5 years old. You love to hear about the difference. The difference. Sorry. Hello, devil in my details. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, but I told her they were Pokemon cards, which is true, but so I kind of lied to her about how I get them. Like I'm not gonna tell you guys how I get them either, but I had basically told her that like I resell Pokemon cards. Now that was a lie. But like I didn't want to like give her the whole story. You want to see Fish? Is that a band? Fish? Question mark. I mean, I guess I can understand where she's coming from. Like if some guy is walking outside, like walking out every day with a literal like bucket full of mail, like it looks kind of ridiculous, you know? Like I think they naturally are gonna like be curious, like why I'm getting all this mail and like where it's coming from. Like maybe to them it can be a little shady. My friends are finally convinced me to properly veal tomorrow. Veal? Wait, what is veal? Veal? I'm not familiar with whatever this is. Veal? Huh? What does that mean? What does that mean? Excuse my ignorance. What does that mean? What was veil? Veil? I still don't know what that means in that context. Yeah, so told her a little white lie and got my mail out. I don't know. I personally I tend to like keep to my own business. You know, I don't ask other people questions. So it kind of just like threw me off that she stopped me today and started asking me about it. Recovering title. Oh, I see. And you tend to, for special occasions? I would think it'd be the opposite. Wouldn't you wear it all the time and then only take it off for special occasions? Wouldn't it be like the other way around? Question mark? Sorry if that's a silly question. I'm like not very familiar with religions in general. And being like not too religious myself. I don't traditionally veil. You just wear a bandana, but I veil a full silk scarf. Oh, I see. Yeah, unfortunately, where I live, it's very, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. It unfortunately for me, the majority of the people, like the overwhelming majority of people where I live are Christian. And I don't have anything against Christianity. It's more like it's just kind of frustrating when like everyone around you, or the vast majority of people around you, are like the same. Like I don't live in a very diverse area, unfortunately. So like if the problem with like that, when you live in an area that's not very diverse, if your values and opinions are not the same as the majority's, you're gonna have a hard time acclimating. Like, so I'm from a practice as individual rather than institutional. It's up to the person whether they want to or not. Oh, I see. I think that sounds really like, I agree with that. Um, I've been considering going to like a Unitarian church recently, not because like I want to go to the Unitarian church, but they do like meditation sessions every Saturday. So I've been considering going. Maybe I'd stay for the sermon, perhaps. Um, I don't want to like go too deep on like, religion itself, but my family was like really Catholic. Like they're super Catholic, and they basically like forced it on me as I grew up, and that's probably why that's probably the reason why like I'm not very religious anymore. Like if I ever have kids, I'm gonna let them come to their conclusions on their own. I'm gonna explain everything. Like, hi Chunky. Like I'm gonna explain to them like all the popular religions and the backgrounds, but I'm never gonna like try to indoctrinate my child like that they need to adopt the same opinions that I have. I think that part is like very like old world thinking, I guess, very tribal. It's still kind of awkward because like on rare occasions, I'll like when I meet my family, they're still really religious, and um, like if they'll the more religious like aunts in my family, when they visit me, they're like, so have you been going to church? And I have to be like, no. And they're like, why not? Because like they still think I'm like a cat, like I'm genuinely Catholic when I'm not. I don't have the heart to tell them that I don't really practice, you know. I was raised Catholic. My grandmother stuck me her faith in bits and pieces. I'm Swedish. We are like 90% atheist. Here where I live, it's like I said, it's like massively Christian. And unfortunately, my family is the one where like they're very much, so like compare. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but like of all the Christian denominations, Catholicism, in my opinion, tends to be one of the more judgmental and strict ones of all of them. Like Catholic people tend to be pretty opinionated when it comes to religion relative to other people. So like my family was of the opinion that if you don't go to church every Sunday, you're gonna go to hell. Like they're like really serious about it. And that also did not leave a good impression on me, honestly. I remember going to church, and it's not like I didn't like give them a try. Maybe I just went to a bad church, but like the church I went to most of my life, the pastor, when he was doing his sermon, he'd often bring politics into his sermon, and that would make me so angry. I'm like, he can't even like do his job about like only talking about Christianity. Like he has to like relate it to politics. That just made me so mad. Yeah, so I think, and like the whole like, I don't want to rant about Catholicism, but like the whole confessional thing also just seems kind of weird when I look at it in hindsight. Like I don't know, I just have, like my childhood left a very bad taste in my mouth relating to Catholicism. So yeah, I don't really practice anything anymore. I genuinely believe in just being like an accepting individual. Like I think okay, I'll give an example, right? Like one of my cousins is very religious. He's very Christian, and he was talking to me about, I'm not gonna like tell you guys exactly what he was referring to, but you might be able to like infer it. But he was talking to me about like people that are different, basically, and he was telling me how like he like in his mind he loves everyone, And because he loves them, he's obligated to tell them that what they're doing is wrong because he loves them. And I was like, yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. You know? And it's like, I don't like any like that's my issue with religion in general. Like I don't want to I feel like adopting some kind of mindset about anything where you label other people wrong and yourself right is inherently not healthy, and so that's why I don't consider myself really religious. I think oftentimes like adopting a religion that like most religions are not very like open to other religions. I think like adopting a strict religion in that sense just makes you a more closed-minded individual for the most part. Confess your sins, now because Arnos is chilling, I'm chill, so there's no issue. I think judging and comparing is toxic. Yeah, like honestly, like when my cousin told me that, like when he said like, oh, I love them, so I'm gonna tell them they're wrong. I like maybe that was coming from a good place in his heart, but like when I heard that the first time, I thought he was like being kind of pretentious, Like it sounded like really pretentious when he told me that. I wasn't born into religion, so I don't know what mine is. My mom says I'm going to hell. Oh, I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, no, I don't have the heart to tell my parents that I'm not, like, I don't really believe in Catholicism at this point. But like, fortunately, I don't like, I'm independent, so it wouldn't really matter. It would just kind of strain our relationship. Obviously, I wouldn't tell them if I still lived with them. That would make things extremely awkward. I practice very loosely, but I'm still having fun. I'll never push it on another because it's not my problem. And I think in general, like the world is becoming less religious, which is not like a good or bad thing. I don't know. All of my friends aren't really religious. How did we get from talking about your mail to religion? I don't know. We just when I do these streams, I just try to like keep conversations flowing so I can literally pivot to like literally anything. There are very few things I'll tell you in public. If you got food in your teeth, if you're out of line, or if you got something where I'm like, you should get that checked out. I'm also very fortunate that somehow I have never ran into a Jehovah's Witness, or a Jehovah's Witness has never come knocking on my door. I'm out right now, so I'm out right now so far, going too well, I'll be later. Wait, so far ain't going too well, oh no. You want to hear about my mail? I mean, there's nothing like, I can't really talk about it. I can't really talk about it, it's just a lot of mail, and it takes me a while to sort through every day. But it's like just a little fun thing on the side that makes me a little extra income. Oh, wait, speaking of which, if anyone here has like quote unquote side hustles, I would love to hear about them. Like, I'm curious, what do you guys do for a little extra pocket change, if anything? I had someone go, oh, so where's your doctorate since you're so quick to attack me? I just showed my white coat ceremony. I mean, like I said, I'm very fortunate that like I've picked my friends wisely, and pretty much all of them aren't very religious. Oh man, I remember like it's so awkward going to church when you know you don't belong there. It almost feels like you're lying. Like my for the longest time, my parents forced me to go to church, just to go, and that by the time I was like 14 or 13, 14, I'd already kind of come to the realization that I didn't really believe what they were talking about. So it always felt super awkward and made me feel really guilty whenever they would force me to go to church, and I would sit there because I don't believe any of what's going on, but the people around me obviously do. So like rightfully so, I felt like an imposter. Like I felt like I was like just imposing on their practice when I shouldn't even be in there to begin with. Anyways, I'm a doctor. I just have no time for anything else. Oh, you're a doctor? Wait, what? That's crazy. What? doctor in the chat? That's insane. I was giving Jehovah's Witnesses the benefit of the doubt that their religion's outdated. Nope, it's a branch of Christianity, apparently. Yeah. You're an emergency medical attending. I'm an emergency medical attending. Oh, I see. Good luck with that. I could. Well, I don't think I would. I would like to help people, but I don't think the health field would make sense for me. One, because I don't want to be in school that long, and two, I've always felt like I'm a pretty clumsy person, and I don't think doctors should be clumsy. You know, if I was someone's patient, I would not want to think my doctor is clumsy. I think I'm gonna stream for like another hour. No, another hour or another 40 minutes maybe. Yeah, probably gonna stream only for like an hour and a half maybe. It depends on how I'm feeling. I think is making my own music. On Up to My Life, my mom got a new BF. Don't know where we're going to live now. I don't know if she's gonna force me to go to church again like she did her last BF. I hope things work out for you. It's kind of weird when I can totally relate to that. Like when like your parents are separated and like the one you're with, like obviously they're gonna continue their romantic life. Oh, it's just so, oh god, like guys, don't have a kid if you think there's even a small chance you might divorce your partner. Like I'd imagine, like, I mean, I guess like a divorce is better than one of your parents dying, but like that's still not like really good, right? Like I imagine like having separated parents like really messes up a child's natural development. Apparently the weird doctor, every time there's something weird or gross, my colleagues go get Vamp. He needs to see this. Yeah, well that's the other reason I could be a doctor, because I hate seeing nasty stuff, so I don't think I could like keep my composure like seeing a bunch of blood or something like that. I would say like unfortunately a lot of people have bad parents. Like people don't realize how much of a great like privilege it is to have. It's surprising, at least in the US, how extremely rare it is for like a family to stick together. Like if somebody has like two friends or two parents and they're still together and their family is like healthy, that is already like an insane privilege. Like I think like a good chunk of my friends, their parents are divorced, or like their parents are not their two original biological parents. And it's like, you know, you gotta come on, you know, you have to have some foresight. Like I definitely feel like a lot of people just don't take having a child as seriously as they should. My parents divorcing and my mom getting married probably saved your life. I see my stepfather as my real father figure. My mom and I are gonna be close. My stepdad is an incredible man. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, I don't want to talk too much about it, but my stepmom is I had the opposite experience. I don't think she was terrible, but I definitely did not like the way she treated me growing up. I play Rocket League in semi-professionals, up and coming career, I guess, hoping to go pro soon. Wow, that's insane. Thank you for the headpads. Thank you for the headpads, RoSync. That's so cool. So I have a doctor in my chat and a pro, semi-pro. Did you know in the Philippines there's no divorce, just separation? Can you elaborate on that? when you say semi-professional, like what do you like? Do you think like you'll be able to make enough to support yourself? I think like a lot of people, at least you play a bunch of video games. Like when I was younger, I was obviously I had like this. I had like this dream that I'd be pro at Counter-Strike. Everyone likes to like think about that, right? But it is extremely rare. Like, in order to like be good enough that you get on a team that pays you a livable salary, you have to literally be the top 0.0001% of players. Like, you could be like the top 0.01% of players and you're insanely good at the game, but that's still not insanely good enough to be pro, as in you make a living off the game, like you have to be literally like a select few people, like one of a select few people in the entire world to reach the level where it's paying you enough to live on your own or like support yourself. I could like if I was that good, I'd probably do it as like on the side. I mean, I guess it would depend on how good I was, but like all the semi-pros in Counter-Strike, they kind of just do it on the side. Like a lot of them, I'm sure, I'm going to college or have a job. You got the 7.5K. Everyone starts somewhere. Your parents' relationship is separated. Oh, yeah, my stepdad convinced my mom to let me actually go party and stuff. Oh my god, wait. Devil, my experience was literally the opposite. Like, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a story. This made me so mad. So, one day when I was in high school, right? There's like this day in high school where like for like to summarize it, like basically it's just like a festival day, right? Where like everyone just like does festival stuff. And the teachers were literally telling us, if you don't want to go to the festival, just like don't come to school tomorrow because we're not gonna do anything. And so I told my dad, right? I was like, hey dad, they told us we don't actually have to go to school tomorrow, even though school's still gonna happen. Like, can I just stay home today? Or no, sorry, no. I asked my stepmom first because she was stricter of the two. And then she told me, oh, go ask your dad, right? So I go ask my dad, and my dad says, sure, okay. And so I go back to my stepmom, and I was like, hey, my dad said yes, so I guess I get to stay home tomorrow. And she's like, what did he say? And then she goes and talks to him, and then my dad just comes into my room 5 minutes later. He's like, Felt, you have to go to school tomorrow. And I was like, what? I was like, seriously, Dad, really? I was more like disappointed in my stepmom. Like, really, you couldn't just tell me to my face you wanted me to go? Like, you had to play it off like my dad is the one that made that decision. I just thought that was so annoying. So like my point being, Devil, like my stepmom was the opposite. Like, she didn't enable me to have more freedom. My stepmom like took away my freedom. Coming off like 2 years esports course, playing for a college team, now playing for a semi-professional team. Like, I get enough to support myself. I didn't want to go straight to pro because I'm not that good yet, but we're getting there. Wow. I wish you the best. That's so cool. I think it's like the more progressive colleges like literally have like dedicated esports teams. Like, I know there's some colleges in California where like you can literally get an esports scholarship, which is like insane to think about. That would never be a thing in the state I live in. Ever. Like ever. I had those moments too, but I was too stubborn to skip school, so I was just bored out of your mind. I'm sure she was just trying to save face. Yeah, no, she was. And what's the dumbest thing is I did go to school that day, obviously, and I had to sit in the cafeteria for the whole day. I literally just sat there and talked to this random kid across from me for the whole day. It was so stupid. And maybe I'll rant more. Like I didn't have the worst childhood, but I also didn't have the greatest one. But maybe I'll tell you guys more about it, like, as time goes by. It was just frustrating. Basically, like, I'm very lucky that I was able to move out really quickly. But I know a lot of people who are like, their parents are shitty, and they have to, obviously they have to deal with it because they live with their parents, so they can't go anywhere else. My heart goes out to all those kids that like are stuck with shitty parents and they can't do anything about it. They can't move out. Although I was also not like, growing up, as you guys might imagine, I was not a very rebellious child. So like, it was also just kind of hard for me to like justify moving out early. Oh man. I like to think that me and my stepmom, this is gonna sound kind of like awful, but like, I would like to think me and my stepmom have a professional relationship. We keep it professional, I haven't talked to them in a minute. I think that's why I've told you guys, like, that's why like I value my friends so much. Like, my friends, for all extensive purposes, are my family because my family sucks. So my friends became my family. Your friends last week called you fat. Banned on your friends, called your mom fat. Oh my god. I don't know, some people are like really, not to say that your mom is, but like some, not like, I'm not saying like this is the case with your mom, but like typically when people have like childhood trauma, or they have like some kind of other some kind of childhood issue, they tend to be attracted to people that also have issues for some reason. Like some people like are attracted to like inherently like unhealthy people, but like something about them is like really alluring for them, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. You're okay? Okay, that's good. I mean, those situations are just so weird because like you would hope that like your biological parent would stand up for you, and when they don't, it's like just kind of like, it's like really disappointing, right? When like your biological parent lets this other person like be awful to you, and like you're their child and this other person is just like their boyfriend or their girlfriend or something. Like, that's so weird. And some people are just rude. I don't know. Like, as I've gotten older, and they were saying about people let their partner do that. Yeah, I don't know. As I've gotten older, I've kind of like realized how important it is to be able to be tactful about something. Like, people really appreciate that when you're giving them advice or you're pointing out something that they're doing wrong, that you are tactful about it. Especially when you start a professional career. Like, being able to express something tactfully is like an extremely important social skill that will it'll help you prevent people hating you. My working theory is that they value the partner over their children and relevance into the formula. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But like, I didn't really like how, I don't know, it's hard to say. Like, basically, like, when my stepmom came into the picture, she immediately basically started trying to act like my mom. And like trying to, like telling me what to do and to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I listened to her, not because I wanted to, but because like I wanted to like keep the peace. Like I thought that was just so odd, like that she did that. Like, if anyone here, ever gets in a relationship with someone that like already has a child, like it's the other way around. You have to gain the child's trust. It's not like because you're like, you're that other person's partner that suddenly you're like, you can demand respect from the child that they don't even know you, right? Well, that being said, I don't think I'd ever like get into a relationship with someone with children, because I don't even know if I want to have my own children anyway. Like, I probably not. Children don't sound very appealing to me at this point in my life. I've mentioned this before, but like I might consider it if like I met like the love of my life and she was like really, really like adamant, or like having kids was like really important to her, and like I really loved her a lot. Like at that point I'd probably consider it. But other than that, yeah, I wouldn't have kids. And honestly, the person that I'm probably, my soulmate, probably doesn't want to have kids either. Also, if they have adult children, you aren't their parent. You're just their parent's spouse. Yeah. I mean, when my dad, I don't want to get too much into it, but basically I was 16 by the time my dad got with my stepmom, and like at that point, like you can already consider yourself pretty much an adult, right? It's like, it's just a weird. And that's why, like, I mean, I just like, I implicitly know that she cares about my dad and she doesn't care about me, and so like I just played the role of the obedient child and moved out as soon as I could. So like that's what I mean when I say we have a professional relationship. Like, I let her like, I don't like cause any problems for her, and she like just in turn just like stays away from me, like, I mean, what's interesting about that though is like my stepmom like likes to pretend that she cares about me. Like, my family like is really all about appearances. Like, they really like to pretend we're a happy family when we're not. And I fucking hate that. I hate that so much. Anyways. My heart goes out to anyone in a dysfunctional home. I am like so happy I moved out. Like I have nightmares every now and then that I'm back at my parents' house. Like, that's how shitty it was. I'm so happy like I moved out. Oh my god. I lost a lot of weight to make him happy. No, sounds like a terrible person. Kyle, but I appreciate you sharing this with us, but please try not to like write super long messages because it kind of like crowds the chat. Functional homes are horrendously. Honestly, I'm anticipating my move out someday. I'm really happy to hear you made it out and can take the time to heal and grow. No, you're fine. Just like, just be a little like, mindful of that. Oh my god, Jumper, I'm just call you Boa. I'm like, my heart goes out to you, Boa, because dude, oh my god. Oh, I would not wish that on my worst enemy, having to live in a dysfunctional home. Because like, it's such a weird situation. Because like, it's like that like, oh, technically you can move out when you're 18, right? Hello, Reload Clips. Technically you can move out when you're 18, but if you did, your life would become extremely difficult, right? So like when you're in a dysfunctional home, you have to choose between either your like financial security, so to speak, or your mental health. And unfortunately, most kids are forced to choose the former. They're forced to like stay with their parents that they don't actually like, because otherwise they'll be homeless. So they have to like just sit there and like, be drained for however many years. It sucks. Oh my god, like that for me, that's why like I really like I tried so hard in college. Like in a way, that was my motivation. I was like, I do not want to go back to that house. I do not want to have to rely on them for anything. And I do know people that like are a bit more adventurous than I. They moved out when they were 18 because they had to just they couldn't do it. Like, and like while that is risky, obviously that's a really risky endeavor. Like I have nothing but respect for the people that like, they have like, for lack of better words, like they have the balls to like do something that I was afraid to do when I was 18, which is to move out, to like putting themselves first, basically. Thank you for the follow, Reload. Yeah, like I said, people don't realize how lucky they have it if they have like a normal family. At least like in my social circles, that's extremely rare. I mean, not to say that like a healthy family is like the only thing that matters, but obviously I think it's like the most important thing for a child's development. Right? It's not the only thing that matters, but it's probably the most important thing by far. I mean, going through these last 72 hours been different kind of hell. So everyone has family issues? Yeah, I guess so. I think to varying degrees. So, like, my tactic that I would recommend to anybody is whenever you're dealing with like, not even like just like, whenever you're dealing with, I guess like unhealthy people, I'll say, even if they're your parents, something I learned to do is like, I think the term is called stonewalling. And basically when they're like shit talking you, you kind of just like nod your head. You're like, yeah, you say, yep. You're like, yep. Like basically you just mentally check out and you just like agree with everything they say. It's almost like a coping mechanism. But basically when they open their mouths to ruin your mood, you just have to mentally check out. And I remember I used to do that to my stepmom, and it would make her so angry. She thought I was being so disrespectful when I would just like I would be like, whenever she would like try to give me unsolicited advice, I would just be like, like I would just be like you kind of like humming, like that I agree with her, and that would make her so fucking mad. She would get so fucking mad when I did that because she could tell I was checked out. It's very significant for a child's growth and function for sure. I get into a wreck that day of my birthday. I have to switch insurances. Your peers are going to drain my savings. I'm so sick of your dad's bullshit. Says more about her than you, yeah. I mean, you can't choose your parents, obviously, but like it's also like hard, like it's often hard to like explain these circumstances to people that have normal families. If you have a terrible family and you try to like explain it to someone that has a healthy family, to them it sounds like the craziest thing in the world. Like they'll be like, what do you mean you don't talk to your dad anymore? Like, what do you mean you don't, like, if he asks you for something, you don't give it to him? Don't you want to help him out? And etc., etc., etc. It's like you don't get it, you just don't get it. If they were normal, I would want to do these things for them, but they're not. So called 12 a.m. with a private number just to scare him to call me back, just to laugh at me. Wait, what? No, thank you for the head. And I'm not trying to be dismissive of people that have like, healthy families, like, good for them. I have to hop out of the stream. I hope you're amazing. Have a night. Take care. Okay, thank you for stopping by, Joe. Hope to see you around. I hope things work out for you. Ugh. But that's also to say that like some people just don't have children. Like they have children when they know they shouldn't, or maybe they just don't take it seriously enough. Like before you have a child, you need to be both financially and mentally mature, right? Like you need to have the funds, and you also need to have the patience and the maturity. Like, it's sad to say, but there's many households where like the children are more mature than their parents. And it's really sad to say that, but it's the reality for many people. It's like the children parenting the parents, like completely reverse. I really needed to hear this now. I still somehow out of that. I just need something to make me feel like and you're not the crazy one. Yeah. I mean, for me, that's I got through my life like by just like ranting to my friends. Like that's why my friends are so important to me, because they very much like helped me realize that like I was right in like being mad about the things I was mad about. It's very important that you have like an emotional support structure that can be like objective to you. And unfortunately, like sometimes that means going outside of like your blood. Like for example, like if you're Asian, for example, and let's say you have a bad family, like your dad's an asshole, chances are if you go like try to like vent to your uncle, he's gonna take your dad's side, not your side, because he's also, really like, you get what I mean? Like it, like, because like, obviously Asian cultures like, value the family a lot more like than Western culture, that can like double down on the effect. I'm glad I can like give you something to empathize it with. Yeah, I would just say, just you have to do your best to keep your sanity until you can move out. Just like don't let them get to you, basically. As hard, it's easier said than done. It's not your job to like be their emotional sponge, I don't put it like that. Like I don't regret who I am. Like oftentimes I think like if I had a normal childhood, where would I be now? Like would I have been more successful? Would I have been happier? Like I guess like it's pointless to think about, obviously, but you can't help but wonder. But like, I don't regret who I am, but I think this idea that like people like to like a common like how do I put this? I can't sleep, it's been so long. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you can sleep soon. We all my homies hate insomnia. A lot of people like have this really stupid idea that like people should go through hardship because it builds character. Like I don't want to be like a dick, but like, or I don't mean like for this to come off the wrong way, but like some people who like work like retail jobs, like sometimes like if you tell someone you've never worked a retail job, they'll like scoff at you. They'll be like, why not? You you should work a retail job because it builds character. And it's like, why? Why would I do that if I don't have to? You know, it's like stuff like that. Like the idea that someone should experience hardship because it builds character is so dumb. And I think people just say that to make themselves feel better about like their misery, I think. I'm gonna hop off. Okay, bye Kyle. Thanks for hanging out. It's been 4 days now. Oh my god. Maybe you should consider taking medication. 4 days does not sound healthy. Maybe you should seriously consider medication. Thank you for the follow. I mean, I hope my stream can be a little assistance. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, my sleep is... I don't really have a problem falling asleep for the most part. It's more like I just like unintentionally push my sleep schedule like an hour further every day. Like when I do fall asleep, it's pretty good. I would, if I genuinely thought I had a sleep issue, I would challenge myself to just like not look at the screen for several days. Like I would probably just like try to unplug all my electronics and see if I could like live my life without electronics. I do think like for multiple reasons that electronics, you know, contribute to insomnia. I used to go to sleep fast, but that was probably from sleep. I know when I can't fall asleep, I can't think about things. I can't not think about things. Well, that's fair. I know people that are very much like that. Like I mean, even I'm like that sometimes too. Like if I like lay in bed and then I think about something that I want to do, like I have to like I'm afraid that like if I go to sleep, I'll forget about it when I wake up. So like if I have to research something or do something, like I have to do it like right then and there because I'm afraid I'll forget. And that has caused me to stay awake before. But in general, I would say like if you suffer from like wandering thoughts, I would maybe give meditation a try. Like meditation is like the exact thing that like practices like to combat that. Like meditation being like the practice of keeping your mind clear and thoughtless. I would say it's actually extremely difficult. Like meditation sounds simple in practice, but it's one of those things that it's simple in practice, but it's simple in theory, but extremely difficult in practice to keep your mind truly empty. I still need to do my meditation for the day, actually. I don't know. I wish I could give you advice, but like for some people, and I know a lot of people like this, it's literally just a medication thing. Like you should probably get on meds, which sucks to say. Like I take antidepressants, and it took me a while to come to grips with that. Because like no one wants to think that like they're so dysfunctional as a person that they have to rely on medication to like live their life when other people don't, right? So for the longest time, I really like could not accept that, but at some point I realized like, you know, not accepting it isn't going to change anything, you know? Like if I don't take the medication, like I'll just feel shitty and nothing will change. You might as well take the medication if it's offered to you. Okay, so sitting in silence bed just has not been working because I keep thinking about one thing. Hi, thank you for the like, Kwame. Hope your night's going well. I don't know. I would just try to do like relaxing things. Yeah, like just meditation or literally like if it's like a heavy thought, anything else that might like get your mind off of it. I often tell people that like I wish like life was like a video game. Like I wish that you could pause life because sometimes it feels like it's going too fast, you know? But you obviously can't. Like that's what's so hard about life. You can't pause it. Like the time keeps ticking, you know? it doesn't matter if you're not ready for time to go on. It's gonna go on without Wit or without you. So you have to, deal with it in any way you can. I will also say though, like, don't fall into the trap that like it's like the mental trap that like it's too late to do X or Y. Like, I personally, I've had to start over many times in my life. Like, I have disappeared from streaming like at least twice now, or like I literally just stopped streaming for like months, and now I'm streaming again, and I hope I can stay longer this time. But like, a lot of people are lucky enough that they don't have to fail and start over. But for many people, that's a reality of life. Just having to like build yourself back up again over and over, and hopefully each time you become a little bit more resilient. So yeah, I would say just like don't get lost in like the like sunken cost fallacy thing or whatever. Like, it's never too late to like do something different in your life. And that's a really good like excuse though. Like, people like to use that as an excuse. Like, I have a friend that's like, he's like literally like 23 or something, and like he tells me, like, he asked me what should he do with his life, and I'm telling him like maybe you should go to college, and he's like no, it's too late for me to go to college. I'm like, bro, you're like 23, like what are you saying? Like, there's people that go to college that are like in their 50s. Like, well, how is it too late to go to college because you're 23? I'm low-key out of mind. You have a really nice voice. I need to be asleep for the rest. Well, thank you. I hope you sleep well. I hope my voice can help you sleep. That would be the greatest honor. Like that's kind of where like the depression sets in, right? Like, your depressive mind wants you to think like, oh, I messed up, so now there's no point in like trying over or starting over. But like, that's just, yeah, you just have to like not fall to that mental trap. Also, you have to learn to be able to like to forgive yourself for like your past mistakes, and also be like you also need to be able to like be grateful that like you're trying your best. Like, you need to be like satisfied that as long as you tried your best, even if you failed, like, you need to be able to find like solace in that. Which I think a lot of people like struggle with. Like, as long as you know in your heart you did like the best you can do at something, you have no reason to be like mad or disappointed. That being said, I think people really don't like to admit when something is truly their fault. I don't know. My mind is falling into it's my fault. I didn't do good enough. I can acknowledge that, but that'll make it easier. Yeah, I feel that. I I don't think it's gonna inherently like, some things are also like, some things are not like a matter of rationality. Some things are purely emotional. There was a point in time, and I can only say this because maybe you can like, you'll like, you'll be able to relate to this, and maybe it'll make you a little like, you'll find comfort in this. But I used to have, for like a reason I won't talk about, I used to have these really bad anxiety attacks, and the only way I can describe it to you guys in hindsight is that it literally feels like your chest is empty, and it literally feels like your chest is sinking. Like, it might be one of the most painful things I've ever experienced. Like, when in reality, like, there's nothing actually like physically wrong with you, right? Like, it literally feels like your chest is sinking into itself. And like, this is like, anyone would know this, right? Like, this is not news, but it hurts so much that you start thinking about like, what can I do to like escape this pain, because it's so painful. I'm not gonna like expand further than that, but like, when you're in that situation, unfortunately, there's the only thing you can do is try to get through it. Time is the healer of all, unfortunately. Like for me to get over that thing, it took me months until I could like think about it and it wouldn't hurt anymore. Sad to say, but there's some things that it doesn't matter, how you rationalize it in your head. It's like alcohol. There's not really anything you can do when you're drunk. You just have to wait it out. There's nothing you can. Eating food isn't gonna help. Drinking water isn't gonna help. The only way that you're gonna get the alcohol out of your system is time alone. And for a lot of like things that are painful, that's also the case. And so, good luck with that. I would say, probably surround yourself with people that care about you if you don't think you can like trust yourself. But I don't want to go too dark. That being said, I don't want to get like too dark with that, the discussion. But I think you can know what I'm implying, right? I'm okay just feeling everything right now. Like I forgot how cool the ability to touch is. When I was really depressed, now that you mentioned that, like this sounds really like corny, but when I would go outside, and I swear everything looked like gray. Like everything looked grayer than I remember. And then like when I got happy again, everything seemed like more vibrant, right? And obviously colors didn't change, but like I looked this up, like your brain like it actually perceives it that way when you're depressed versus when you're happy. Like when you're depressed, things literally like seem to lose their color, and when you're happy, things literally like seem more vibrant than they actually are. It's just crazy how much your mind can shift your perception of the world. I don't know. I know you mean I've been to the point of a few fears that were good. The point of a few failures. I think to kind of relate to that, like I don't think I'd ever tell you guys, but I've done some really, really, really stupid shit in my life. Like, I have done like, when I say stupid shit, I mean like, I have done things that if I didn't do those things, my life would have been dramatically better. Like that, I've made like life-changing mistakes before. And like, obviously there's no point in dwelling on it, but it is what it is. I'm here now. It's just part of the human condition for some people to fail. I'm jealous of people that never failed in the same way that I did, but I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. It's just how life goes sometimes, I think I think people, like in general, people should be more. There's still really like a lot of stigma and like around like mental health in terms of like seeking out help. Like, not to like direct this at anyone in particular, but I would like getting on antidepressants was like one of the best decisions of my life. Like when I finally did it, I was like, why didn't I just do this like 2 years ago? So like I would encourage anyone that's thinking about like going like admitting these things to your doctor or starting therapy to do it like now or like not later. That's one of those things that you want to do it as soon as you can, because it's an investment in yourself and it'll pay dividends. And like fuck what other people think. Like I remember one of my friends, and he's one of my best friends. I knew where he was coming from, but at the time he was one of the first people I told I was depressed, and he told me that it was all in my head. And like that was like really painful. Like that was really hurtful when he said that to me. And I'm over it now, but like I only bring that up to like say like you kind of just have to like you have to do what's best for you. like what you know is best for you, even if you know like there's stigma around it. Like you know yourself best, right? Last time I attempted, I was blaming myself for the death of 2 people a lot. That trauma came back recently. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I've never been in that situation. I couldn't possibly relate to that. I've never been in a situation where like I've ever like even considered that so if someone died because it was partly my fault. I could imagine like the guilt that would like bring about. And all I can do is like give you my best wishes of, I do think it is, what I do think is true is that, like I said, time is the healer of all. So I think it's just about like when you're feeling really impulsive, just to like get through the next second, and then get through the next minute, and then get through the next hour, and then get through the next day, like when you're in a really impulsive hurting state, you just need to take life, and I mean this like very literally, like take life like one day at a time. Just take life one day at a time, and hopefully one day you'll realize it doesn't hurt anymore, I guess. More often than not, it's not all in your head, and that's what makes it so much worse. Yeah, I mean, I don't, like, it hurt me a lot when he said that at the time, but I don't blame him. Like, I can understand where he was coming from. 100% only have it. There's a cause you can't adjust, yeah. Obviously, like, mental health is really tricky because people who don't have problems with it could never possibly empathize with people that do. It's a tricky situation. I think, not that I would wish mental health issues on anyone, but if there's a silver lining to going through hardship, is that it makes you a more empathetic person. Like, I find myself caring for strangers more compared to other people. Like, going through hardship makes you a more loving and empathetic person, generally speaking. Because like how it feels to like experience pain, and then like when you see someone else going through it, like you feel more inclined to like help them, I guess. It's not, you don't, that's to say that like, the hard, what you're going through, there is some silver lining to it. Generally though, the rescuers guilt them for not surviving generally hurts so bad. The rescuers guilt for not them surviving hurts so bad. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't think many of us, if any of us here, could empathize with that. So I hope you can get over, or not. I don't want to say get over it. That's like kind of dismissive. Like, I hope you can come to terms with it, and like manifest their like their lives, celebrate their lives in a way that's meaningful to you, I guess. Can you please tell my friend Simon happy birthday? I have nothing against your friend, but like I don't really like doing favors in the chat. I hope that doesn't come across as like dismissive or like I don't want to be a dick, but like that's just kind of like a boundary I have that I feel like a lot of streamers have to have. I don't want to like do someone a favor, nothing against your friend. Sorry. But I think like things like that can be a slippery slope, so I don't want to even like open that up. Thank you for the talk, even it's helped a lot. Oh, I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad I could help you at least somewhat, but honestly, it sounds like what the thing you're going through sounds like very unique, right? So I imagine it's pretty lonely when you're going through something that's so unique that like, you have a hard time finding people that can truly empathize with you. So it's probably lonely in that sense. when you do find someone that can empathize with you, that's gone through what you've gone through, it feels extremely vindicating. It's like one of the best feelings ever. So I hope you can find that. Like, I'm sure there's like support forums out there for like, you know, that kind of situation. Just talking in person, not seeing a bill all day helps. That is true. Yeah. I would also say, like, as someone that was like depressed for a long time, like, pretty much anything beats sitting in bed all day. Like, literally anything. Like, just don't sit in bed all day. And you'll already like be like doing pretty good for yourself, you know. Pretty much anything. Oh god, I do not regret, or I do not miss my bed rotting days. Holy crap. There used to be times when I would just like sleep the entire day because I was so like depressed. But as like my friend Gal likes to say, something at rest likes to stay at rest, and something in motion likes to stay in motion, right? So, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for like, I kind of just like, I went on a tangent about like religion and family problems, and then the chat got like really serious. Like, I want my streams to be like comfy, but also at the same time, like, I don't want to like, you know, I don't want to, I want my streams to be comfy, but I also want them to be real, you know, like I want, you know, I don't mind having occasional discussions about mental health, like in a very like direct manner, if like the discussion arrives at that. Like if I'm playing a video game, I'll be like, please don't trauma dump, because it's like distracting to like the topic at hand, which is the game. But if I'm doing a stream like this where I'm literally just talking, I really don't mind it. Yeah, I don't want to like shy away from like talking about difficult subjects. But you know, that being said, I do apologize if like this discussion made anyone uncomfortable. That was really not my intent. Used to what? But that also being said, like, disclaimer, guys, I am not a therapist. You know, if you're going through some problems, the best thing you can do is seek mental help. Do a doctor. You should not like rely on me or anyone else that's not a medical professional to like help you solve your problems. Do not gain some kind of emotional dependency on me. It would be like disrespectful to yourself. Okay, well, we're at an hour and a half. It's already 12 o'clock. Maybe I'll look for someone to raid. Let's see. How are we doing? Maybe we'll look for someone to raid? Question mark? Well, that was a heavy discussion. That was heavy. Oh dear God. Let's see, who can we raid? Preferably another ASMR streamer, right? Nightly streaming. Oh, her view count is fixed. It's not broken anymore. Let's see if we can find someone that's a bit smaller. Obviously I prefer to raid people that are smaller than people that are bigger, because I feel like it's more meaningful. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, Asona raided us yesterday, so we're gonna raid them back. We have to pay our debt to Asona. Our debt needs to be paid. Apparently he streams entirely from his iPad, which is insane. Okay, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna end it here. Well, let me see. Have I felt hag D? What hag DN? What does that mean? Huh? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Have a good day, night. Oh, what an insane abbreviation. I've never had so. Oh my god, that's next level abbreviating. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I don't mean to like pick on you. That's just so funny to me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I guess let's rate out. Okay. Everyone have a I did I get rated yesterday? Yeah, I got rated yesterday. I think by a few people, actually a couple people. I mean, the ASMR community is so small that like more often than not when I do a stream, I'll get rated. More often than not. Anyways, we're gonna do the outro now. Have a good day, good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And I'll see you guys next time, which is probably tomorrow. Have a good day. Goodbye, Roly Poly. Goodbye, Chunky. Goodbye, anyone else. If anyone is lurking and you want me to say goodbye to you, like, now is your moment, Speak now or forever hold your peace. These felt goodbyes do not come cheap. Oh, alright, yeah, I asked. We're gonna raid Asona after we look at my beautiful ending soon screen for a little bit. Thank you for the follow, Jagerson. Sorry that you came along right when I ended. Sorry. Bye-bye.